Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine. In the last episode, we did the other half of the Shine Sprites in Pianta Village. And that is, of course, including, yeah, we even survived the Chuckster mission, which, took quite a while for me, but, yeah, we survived that. There's gonna be a lot more that we had to survive, because I actually did take a few more recordings. Oh my god, fucking, I mean, we'll get to that later, though. In this episode, we're going to go do the Secret Shine Sprites in Pianta Village, so we're going to finish it off, and so that means we're going to be done with all the basic levels in Isle Delfino. Oh yeah, also, guess what? There was also a flooding that happened in Delfino Plaza that we saw before, which was absolutely terrible, though. Oh god, a flood. But we solved it pretty quick, like. Want to know how? Guys want to know how the whole secret for getting rid of the flood in Delfino Plaza? It's quite simple. You just go and enter and exit Corona Mountain, and then there we go, the flood's gone. Yeah, did you guys know that? You guys know that if you enter and exit Corona Mountain, then the flooding in Delfino Plaza will stop. You just drain the water. So yeah, there it was. To start with, yeah, we're back to doing the Secret Shine Sprites in Pianta Village. So the first thing, just to get out of the way, is that we have to go back to the godforsaken Chuckster mission to do the red coins. But this is actually something that I was surprisingly wrong about, where I was actually very much dreading the whole thing, but as it turns out, it didn't really give me too much trouble, though. So, I know I'm actually showing this whole thing off of having to go back to doing the secret course for the Chuckster mission. Which, of course, thankfully, just like every other second visit with the secret courses, that we do at least get Flood back. I think, well, I don't know, maybe I actually could just get more of those one-up mushrooms if I ever want to, but I just decided not to. Well, I mean, I still get them anyway, though, but I thought I would do so, all things considered, but, like I said, it's actually, this wouldn't be too bad, though, so, but, yeah, I guess, just to kind of, show off exactly, just how to go back over there. Alright, so, I know some of you guys might be thinking that the red coin mission would be, way worse than the Chuckster mission itself, though, but I was actually pleasantly surprised, though, because, well, for one thing, you just have to make some certain maneuvers and just make sure you use Flood throughout all this here, but if you're actually doing the red coin mission for this whole secret course here, you actually don't have to rely on the Chucksters, though. Well, something we have to, though, like this guy, where you want to just make sure you go high up, though, because, God forbid, we don't have the rocket nozzle on us. I mean, you just have to be careful still, just position here, but yeah, surprisingly enough, this mission here actually didn't really give me too much trouble. I mean, I actually thought it would, though. I was very much dreading it, though, but there is actually an easy way to do this here. You don't really have to use the Chucksters to rely on very much, though, but you have Flood with you, so you can actually just use him and just, be able to use Flood to your advantage. You still do have to be really careful, though, and just make sure you don't fall off and all that, though, and the timer here does seem pretty clutch here, so that's also something you want to watch out for. But if you actually just play your cards right and then just use Flood as much as you can, though, then you can actually still make it here. Yeah, look at that, and there's just the last two rare coins are up here. So yeah, like I said, a lot of people will say that's actually way worse, and it's actually much harder, though. But if you know what you're doing, like if you actually just use Flood and then just get across here, then it's actually not as bad as a lot of people seem to make it out to be. So yeah, it's pretty smooth sailing here if you actually just use Flood. So that's actually an easy way to get to that Shine Sprite. So yeah, I mean, may seem like it first, but it's actually didn't give me too much trouble here. So, but I will say that yeah, I actually could very much agree that the Chuckster mission itself, though, like on your first visit, then it's very dickish. Just bad area or bad level design is what it is here, and there's gonna be some more courses that we're gonna get to later on, though. But I just don't get why the developers of Nintendo thought that this is a good idea, because you'll definitely see later on that clearly these courses were not play tested. It shows, and I mean I don't think I'm really making assumptions right here, though, but I can very much tell that these were clearly not play tested at all. So yeah, but more of that we'll just get to for those other reports here, which I mean we're gonna get to pretty shortly here. So the last one there, well, actually this is the next one we're doing here. The next one we're gonna go to is also, well, I was trying to find a way to climb that palm tree just by using the rocket nozzle, but it's hard to do so, and I thought for a second that it's supposed to be designed for you to use a rocket nozzle to get up there. Unfortunately, these leaves themselves on the palm trees are very much solid objects, and so it's not very easy to actually get up there with a rocket nozzle. So at this point, I think this is actually the only way to actually get to this part here. So see, there's a Shine Sprite symbol if you you know, yeah, square on the sun here. Yeah, that's right, folks. We're getting revenge of the sun for all the shit that's caused us back in Mario 3, where it was pissed off at us and tried to attack us. So yeah, it was angry at us. Now we're angry at it now. So yeah, the tables have turned, bitch. But yeah, what you do is that you just square on the sun itself, and then you'll see this this invisible Shine Sprite painting. And then once you get that, then there's a Shine Sprite itself. And so the last Secret Shine in this level here is, of course, you guessed it, the 100 coin mission. And you want to do this for episode 5, and the reason being is because there's actually some nice little tricks here that you do while you're riding on Yoshi. Particularly with those bee nests, or the beehives that you do here. So yeah, he wants a coconut, so we're going to go ahead and find that here. And by the way, folks, these missions here did take me a few attempts because, well, it's actually mainly because I didn't want to... It was actually taking quite a long time for me, and I thought for a second that that I wasn't really going to get enough points at all, and I thought I was going to be very limited though. But then I actually found out that, you know, there's going to be lots of ways for you to get coins, so that way there you'll actually rack them enough to get to where you get 100 coins and then you get the Shine Sprite. I just thought there wasn't going to be enough though, but I actually figured it all out, and then I was able to get those coins there. But yeah, you can see it's taking a lot longer. Only got 10 more minutes for the rest of it here. So, here's what you do is if you go by the bee's nest, or just seeing all the bees here, if you have Yoshi, Yoshi can actually eat the bees. Yeah, that's right. He's able to eat the bees here. And so so yeah, every time you eat the bees with Yoshi, then that's when they'll produce coins. And also, if you if you spray the beehive with Yoshi's stomach acids, just so you have it regurgitate on the beehives here, then yeah, there's gonna be a lot more coins to go. Look at that here, folks. Oh man, I'm definitely getting the mother load here. Yeah, more of these bees will try to swarm at you and in retaliation for destroying the beehive. But yeah, that's actually where you get even more coins that way. But of course, if you actually eat the very last bee that's there, then that's when the blue coin will appear. But again, I'm trying to make sure to avoid the blue coins because you know, I'm still saving that for last, so I'm trying to, you know, deliberately avoid the blue coin here. And there's also the Pokies. We haven't seen those guys in a while. Yeah, if you just see the Pokies, and make sure you actually summon them on the very top of their the head segments. If I try to use jump maneuvers, because if you actually just squirt at them, then they'll produce 1 coin. But if you jump on top of their heads while they're whole, then they'll give you 3 coins. So that's, you know, just some easy coins that you can just collect here. But yeah, that's actually a surefire way to actually get even more coins. Is, you know, just have Yoshi, and then you know, destroy the bee or the hive nests, and then you know, just eat more of the bees, and then that's when you get that's when you basically get the mother load for all those coins, and that'll just, you know, give you so many easy coins. And there's also actually more coins on these wooden girders below the level itself, and some more on those mushroom platforms. So that's all there is to it. But yeah, we're definitely making some good progress. We actually, well, for one thing, we definitely made way to the final level of the game that will lead us over to the final boss, obviously Bowser. But, you know, again, I'm not gonna go for those just yet, or just go for that because you know, there's still a lot more Shine Sprites we have to go for. But considering that this is the last level in the game, and so we're actually getting the last Shine Sprites, then all there is left is that, you know, we're basically just about reaching the tail end of this game, or this playthrough here. And I didn't really mean to do that. Yeah, every time if you're on Yoshi and then and if you get knocked out by one of the bees, then Mario actually just, you know, he'll suffer a major knockback. Yeah, as if I didn't really hate those enough, because I honestly fucking hate knockbacks. But yeah, Mario will just go and suffer a major knockback. And yeah, I decided to go over to the water while riding on Yoshi because, you know, I need to reset the whole counter. Well, actually, as it turns out, it wasn't really necessary though. I kind of did the dumbass way of just having to, you know, take the long way. What you're actually supposed to do is that if you want to replenish Yoshi's juice meter, is that you wanna make sure to eat some other fruits. Yeah, if you eat some other fruits, then it'll actually refill Yoshi's juice meter. I didn't really think about that at all. I just kind of went for the long way and just having to you know, basically kill Yoshi by going to the water jag. Apparently, because you know, again, Yoshi is hydrophobic for some stupid ass fucking reason, and you know, because you know, making contact on the water actually immediately kills Yoshi. You know, just like the Inklings in Splatoon. Which is still weird because they're supposed to be, you know, water-based. They're supposed to be, you know, humanoid cephalopods, and, you know, they could have started on water. Well, I mean, you know, maybe it's because of their evolutionary genes for what we saw in the you know, their origins. Well, more so what we learned about in Splatoon 3 about how, you know, because of their evolutions and so I guess their DNA probably caused them to become hydrophobic. I don't know. It still doesn't make any sense to me at all, though, But, you know, neither with this game here, too, so... Yeah, I took the long way around and just, you know, basically just kill Yoshi upon contact with the water. Again, I still don't fucking get that, how they made Yoshi hydrophobic. And, you know, with water killing Yoshi, because Yoshi was able to swim in water in earlier games, too. Like with Mario World, and he also does have the ability back in Super Mario Galaxy 2, where he can actually be able to swim again, so... You know, there's a lot of stupid decisions that this game's had, you know, that Nintendo decided on for this game here. A lot of these stupid design choices and all that here. And with Yoshi being hydrophobic is one of them. So, anyways, yeah, so that's what I can just eat the fruits to refill the juice meter. But yeah, more of these, yeah, there's more of these swarms of bees you can do. Now, over time, yeah, you can see the bees will actually retreat. That's because yeah, somehow the beehive will actually reappear. But that also means that there's some more coins that you can actually produce for the bees. So yeah, there's double the coins that we have here. So there's that at least. But yeah, that's what you do. So you just get more of these coins that way. Which, of course, yeah, that means just having to get chased after by the bees too. So yeah. That's still even more terrifying, though, because, like, you know, honestly, nothing, you know, for one thing, I mean, you know, wasps have always, wasps or hornets, they've definitely been one of my biggest fears, because, you know, especially, you know, having a PTSD from being stung by one when I was 6, when I at least suspect them, and they already look pretty creepy to begin with. What scares me the most is that, you know, just seeing a, well, actually, especially with a hornet's nest, yeah, seeing a hornet's nest is actually what terrifies me the most, And fair warning, folks. I mean, that's actually something I really had to worry you guys about. Make sure you never leave. You never want to leave your car windows open or your car doors open, especially if you're in these area with the trees here. The reason being is because, you know, there could be a chance that a wasp or hornet will actually fly into your car, and they could actually build hornet nests in there, because I've actually seen videos on YouTube where, you know, where people have discovered the giant hornet nests in their cars, and yeah, I'm actually just spraying some nightmare fuel here. And, you know, it actually could happen, though, because, you know, if you actually leave your car windows open, then, you know, there's a chance that a wasp or a hornet, well, if you're in the territory of them, that they'll actually, that they actually fly in and start building their nests within the cars, and yeah, that'd be terrifying as shit, because, like, you know, if that happens, then yeah, that means that you would have no ride for it, or no ride for it at all, and you would have to, you would definitely need some kind of a professional beekeeper or a hornet keeper, where they have to put on their suits, and then they can just remove the hives themselves. So yeah, you want to make sure to, you know, just hire somebody who's very professional at those kind of things, and then just have them to remove it, because honest to God, folks, that would fucking terrify me the most, and that's why it was always a smart idea to always just, you know, keep everything closed, and your for your cars, and, you know, just keep all the windows closed, because I never leave my windows open, not even just, like, you know, cracking them open at least on my cars. I never leave anything open at all for the windows because of it, because, you know, that's gonna be very risky, and, you know, that's something I really had to remind my dad about, because, you know, my dad, you know, one time he would actually just go and, he would actually just use my car for something, but then he would actually leave the cracks on the windows open, and because, you know, my parents, they currently live in a house where there's, like, so many trees around, like, you know, they basically live in the middle of nowhere in these in some kind of a wooded area, and, you know, I would absolutely hate it when my dad would actually just go and leave leave like, you know, slight cracks open in my windows, just kind of leave my windows down a bit. And, you know, and he actually, he always does that without even thinking as well. So I always have to remind him that, you know, because of the forested area, there's like, you know, either wasps or fucking horseflies. Oh god, horseflies are the absolute fucking worst of all. Ugh, hate those shit so much. They are the spawns of Satan themselves. Because, you know, because they don't give a fuck at all. So yeah, I've had to let him know that you know, that I really don't want my the windows open in my car, and I've had to remind him about that though, because of those whole kind of things. And, you know, especially on my car itself though, because, you know, those are the basic ground rules for my own kind of cars, that I never want to leave those open. But, you know, he just kind of, you know, just leave them open without my consent. So yeah, I've had to let him know about all that here, because, you know, because I don't want that to happen. And, you know, sometimes he'll try to just, you know, acknowledge it, or just completely forget about all that, or just kind of dismiss the whole thing. But you know, I've always had to just, you know, just explain the whole thing over to him, that I just don't want him to just leave them open, because you know, that stuff could happen because of the wasps coming to the cars. And I did at least see one dead wasp carcass in my car. I had to remove that, but yeah, I had to show that as an example. That's why, honestly, I can never really I never really like when my dad would try to use my car for something though. And, you know, again, a lot of times without my permission. So yeah, yeah, I've had to tell him about the whole thing. So yeah, those are all the horror stories I would have to tell about that, and just go on those tangents. So anyway, so that is all the Secret Shine Sprites for the levels, and with that is all the main Shine Sprites that we've collected in all the levels in Isle Delfino. And so, all that's left is actually get the other Shine Sprites, and that's going to be in Delfino Plaza itself. So next time on Let's Play Super Mario Sunshine, sorry if I'm talking fast, we're going to get the other Shine Sprites in Delfino Plaza itself, and all that here. So until then, I'll see you guys later.